Hey guys, Gigglypuffs here. Today we're going to be playing The Necromancer's Tale. It's an RPG adventure, and who doesn't want to be a necromancer? If you just raised your hand, you're lying to the whole class right now. Necromancer is my favorite in Diablo 3. Necromancers are so cool. I just think it'd be awesome. But yeah, we're going to be playing Necromancer's Tale a little bit, see how we like it, and maybe it'll become a thing on here. I haven't done a YouTube series since, oh my gosh, over a year ago now. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, let's jump right in, guys. Go. Who's ready for adventure? Oh, choose your difficulty. Story mode chooses if you enjoy narrative and adventure, but wait to skip turn base. I don't want to skip the turn base. Balance chooses if you only enjoy narrative and adventure as well as turn-based combat. 5 skill point school oh my gosh 5 skill pool points per chapter. Or strategy mode, choose this if you enjoy narrative and adventure and want an extra challenge in combat. Face more enemies in combat, 4 skill pool points per chapter, lower prices for items sold to a shop. We're gonna go with balance for our first run. Chapter 1, the prologue.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. 3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth. Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
Oh, shoes. Oh, shoes. We get to choose. We get to choose. Okay. A beautiful baby girl.
A beautiful baby girl.
Oh, Risamara. Oh, no. Okay. The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a storm the night you were born, one that came out of nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. I kind of like the sound of the blood moon. We're gonna do the blood moon.
The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. Shepherds took their flocks in, and old women lit candles in windows to ward off such an ill omen. You were taken from your mother and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. She was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. While your paths crossed every few years, she was never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you, she largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. Oh gosh. A heavyset lady who helped raise many children in the town. She was lauded for her understanding of children and how their minds behaved, though nobody turned up at her funeral. Oh. And she died of heart failure. Wait, why didn't we go? Why didn't we go? Okay, I kind of want to do the distant cousin one. Let's do the distant cousin one.
A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they. It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast and can outrun Ghoul, at least when the sun is up. One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
The leaves part. Your cousin Lucas, 10 years your senior, steps out. You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize the leader, a boy named Willard. Let's go, Sophia.
You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. She throws another stone at you, but you are ready and avoid it.
Stay still! I need you to bleed enough for a ghoul to sniff you out.
She calls out.
I want to see them hunt.
You pick up a stick, and when she next flings a stone, you bat it aside. You'd want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab up any fools looking for a spot of shade. Why would you want to see a ghoul hunt me? Hunt anyone? Let's mess with her. Let's do the spot of shade.
You'd want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab up any fools looking for a spot of shade. In a panic, she dropped her stones and looked in the branches around her.
You're lying!
As soon as she said it, there was a screeching from another tree near her, and the branches moved.
One has
what?
caught your scent. You're done for now.
You called.
Rubbish.
She froze. The smile on your face dropped.
Why aren't you running? It's gonna get you!
She didn't move. The rustling and screeching grew nearer.
Run, Sophia! Run!
You screamed, hurting your lungs. Once she saw your worry, the colour drained from her face. She dropped down from the tree and ran crying back to the dead man's gate. That's when Flip dropped from the second tree. She had been too busy throwing stones at you to see him sneaking towards her. You, he, and Diedrich had a good laugh and returned soon to play. When you saw her next, she had realized the trick you'd played on her. She found it funny. Soon she began joining you and Flip and Diedrich in the graveyard, and fast became your fourth. That night, you are woken by a scratching sound at your window. You lift yourself up on one arm and rub your eyes with the other. The scratching sound turns to a chipping one, and a moment later there is a muffled sound of glass breaking. A thin black arm reaches in then and unlatches the window.
What?
You know that arm. That kind of arm. A ghoul. You scream as it pulls the window open and pulls itself into the room. You've never been so close to one. Its face is like a man's, but gaunt and twisted into a sorrowful, angry expression. It lands on the floor of your room with a sickening thud, and as it stands, it ripples and twists in unnatural ways. You scramble away from it, hot tears streaming down your face as you continue to scream, your throat already sore. The door behind you swings open. Your father steps in. As he looks at the creature, his face is expressionless. He enters the room, sword in hand, and feints to the left. As it lunges, he sidesteps to the right and slices downwards.
Nice.
The gore that sprays from the thing as it falls flicks onto your face.
Nice.
Your father looks down at you for a moment, then nods and leaves to make sure there are no others.
Nice.
You never play in the graveyard again. 1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
Oh gosh, okay. It's her appearance that gives her away. Her mannerisms tip you off. Her presence alone is the warning. Ooh. Ooh. I like the presence alone. Let's do that one.
Her presence alone is the warning.
Nice.
Your mother never comes to your school. When you were too young to go alone, Hoffman brought you. Now you travel alone. She has never come here. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you shopping. New
Sugared
clothes,
apples?
new books, new toys. A luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle,
Excuse
and
me?
with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds. You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks.
This seems too happy.
You walk the city walls, and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going.
Well, excuse you?
You won't understand until you're older.
Excuse her?
Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you. more than I can be. You protest.
Mother?
She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there.
What?
A watchman brings you home.
What?
There, your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance.
I didn't do
Hoffman
anything.
brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away?
Why say it like that? That got intense. Okay. Why did you say it that way, sir? Jeez. I am angry, feeling unwanted and tossed aside. This is something I could not fight. I hurt, a deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me, not discard me. I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder will I ever understand. I'm gonna go with that one. Because what did we do? We did nothing. We did nothing.
I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand? 1722. A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
Oh boy, okay. Oh, there's so many choices. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. This year was hard on you. You started many fights. You ended many too. You were thankful for the library here. Books have been your salvation. You took to this new life quickly, making many friends. You directed your energy towards physical activities and joined the running team. Wow, my voice. What is this? I'm gonna get water with all this reading. You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacting them. You befriended some more unsavory children. Let's do library.
You are thankful for the library here. Books have been your salvation. You look at the collection of books scattered around you now. Buried under them are the books your mother bought you over a year ago.
Oh.
You have read them many times. You miss her. 1725.
Go down.
Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
My stats aren't looking too great on the side. Whatever that is, like, my strength is 1, agility 1, my constitution's 2, acuity is 3. I don't think I said that right. Knowledge is 5, investigate 2, analyze 2. My impress went down. I don't know why. I just went down with the books. And convince is 3. I feel like this isn't looking too great so far. Yeah. In the end, you decided to continue with education. Ultimately, you decided to follow in your father's footsteps and join the military. One of your professors said she saw something in you, a spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. Ooh. Ooh. I want that one.
One of your professors said she saw something in you. A spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. This sounds exciting to you, and well paid too.
Nice.
So they put you in touch with a contact of theirs to begin your training.
Nice.
With your path decided, You found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and can spy milestones. Whatever the reason, you arrive home to your mother and Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening. It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life. You had this idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but...
Oh gosh. But your attempts your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed. You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever. Let's do 3.
You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever.
I don't have much of that to give away.
You try to engage the man. Talk about his interests, your time away, and your chosen path. But you cannot tell if he is impressed, interested, or even paying attention. Despite this, it is good to be home again, to see your friends and family. You have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. Your mentor, an older lady named Valentina Zupan, takes you to the Scottish courts to watch the burning of a witch. The woman is accused of fornication with the devil, but Valentina says that the only crime this woman, and women burned like her, committed was striving for knowledge.
I need to get that down.
Studying the natural world and trying to understand it. Valentina wants you to see how other countries treat people who they cannot understand, how they treat knowledge they cannot fathom. She tells you then that a war has broken out at home. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital.
Nice.
So far, its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. Other nations will turn this on us. They will try to turn the Pope on us too, no doubt. They'd see us burned like that witch. This is our job, to slow the tide that comes for us. We shall travel to other courts, seeking help. We will get none. In reality, we're there to find the lips that whisper against us and do what we must to shut them, by deals or blackmail, whatever it takes. You were on a carriage to London that night, on the start of a tour of Europe that would carry on for the next year. Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country. The soldier's work is done now. Our work only gets harder. Venice will want to march in retaliation for 1708. Habsburg will want the land. Several others will want us stomped out for being too liberal. We must keep these wolves at bay while our country rebuilds. 1729. Your training complete. You land your first post.
Oh gosh. Your first assignment was in the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. You were thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice. You found yourself stationed in the rapidly crumbling courts of Charles VI, the Holy Roman Emperor. Oh. Oh. Ah. I'm gonna do Ottoman.
Your first assignment was in the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. The sun shone upon you, and the wind was at your back as you were sailed down the Adriatic Sea to the port of Duris. There, a member in the court of Governor Kuprulu Abdullah Pasha greeted you. Her name was Kuprulu Yenikumru, and you learned she was a cousin of the governor.
That was so cool.
You were told the governor had been unfortunately dragged away on business as you neared, though you expected he didn't deem you important enough to meet. Staged and stilted pleasantries were exchanged before you and your entourage were led through the streets to a grand house that looked to be a series of cubes stacked together. It was very different to anything you had seen prior. Inside, in a grand room that almost defied logic as to how it fitted in the building, her entourage sat, gathered across from yours, of which you sat at the front, and by some distance. You could feel all eyes on you as a tray was laid out before you with 2 cups, one of water and the other of coffee. She looked at you expectantly. You had not been told anything about this custom.
I guess I already screamed my choice, didn't I? Maybe it's because it's like 8 a.m. here right now. And I just want, like, coffee sounds good. Coffee sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna do coffee.
You choose to drink the coffee. On seeing you drink it, she nodded, and her staff scrambled into action.
Oh.
Soon, male dancers called kuchik staged impressive vaults, while performers known as kambas juggled and executed visual tricks that, to this day, you haven't been able to see through. Music played, at first fast and frantic for the male performers, and then it flawlessly changed into fast but controlled tune for the female dancers, the chengi, who came and gyrated for your entertainment. Their shimmering outfits flicked and fluttered to the tempo like birds mating. No food was served, but none among your group went to bed alone that night.
We got our impressive
1731. You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades. Some time from work and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you.
Oh no, we had to choose. Oh gosh. Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps. A hunting trip results in a terrible stomach wound. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. Oh gosh, I think out of all these, a broken arm is, I don't know. It's like severely damaged. Is it permanently severely damaged? If it's permanently severely damaged, we don't want that one. Stomach wound, like, God, stomach. The arm could heal quickly unless something happens while we're still in the cast. If they have casts, they might not have a cast. 1731, they probably don't have, like, well, I don't know. I don't think it's okay. You know what? Let's just go with broken arm.
Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps. You had been talking with your friend,
strength.
Astrid,
I have no strength.
and you both agreed that you needed to blow off some steam. You decided on a vigorous mountain climb, and so you planned a weekend hike up a nearby mountain with an overnight stay at the summit. It was late summer, so you knew you wouldn't need to pack too much. A tent, some food, and, of course, hiking equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The day before the hike, you traveled to a rented chalet at the mountain's base. You spent that evening going over maps, making plans, and divvying the gear before getting an early night's sleep. The next day, you rose early and began. The early part of the hike was quite pleasant as you wandered through the lush green forest that covered the mountain's base. By
Okay.
midday, you were exiting the forest. From here on, it was sparse and stony trails. Unsure you'd find enough wood at the top for a fire, you gathered some here. The extra wood was bulky and unbalanced you both, but you agreed to carry it for now and abandon it if it became problematic. Soon the incline became steep enough that you needed to start climbing.
Oh no.
You worked in tandem to advance, taking short breaks as they presented themselves. At one point, a rope snapped, and Astrid hurt her shoulder as she crashed into the cliff face. In your scramble to secure her, you lost much of the wood you had gathered earlier. You both took a moment to calm your nerves before carrying on. When you finally hoisted yourself up over the edge of the cliff, you found yourself facing a cave. You shouted in to see if your voice echoed. It did, but not by much. You turned to help Astrid up. With the sun setting, you decided to leave your ropes in place so you could make it to the summit before night came, and you set off on the final stretch. You reached the summit as the sun disappeared over the horizon. Astrid set the camp, and you took what little wood survived the journey and built a fire. By the time she had the tent up, your food was heated. The two of you sat, tired but proud of your accomplishment. You talked a while, discussing routes back down and how to improve techniques. A wind picked up, and soon your fire died.
Oh no.
You climbed
fire.
into your tent, but you didn't stay there for long. The wind kept growing, and you both knew that if you had stayed there, your tent would blow away. You took it down as a strong gale whipped up around you. You carried it, wrapped under your arms down the mountainside to the cave you had passed earlier. You entered, laughing as the wind howled outside. It took a moment
no.
for your eyes to adjust to the
Oh
darkness.
no, what's in there?
What was that?
Oh
Asked
no.
Astrid. You'd heard nothing, just the wind, you replied. Then, in the dark, something moved. A grey mass against the black
no.
cave wall. Something uncoiled and stood. It snarled and charged at you both. You pushed Astrid out of the way and barely avoided the first swing. A large hand, the size of your head, slammed into the ground with a massive thud. You rammed your elbow under the creature's ribs and it yelled. It spun around,
God.
faster than you could react, and backhanded you across the cave. Your face stung and your head throbbed, but you had no time. You picked yourself up as you heard it nearing. You jumped on it and buried your thumbs into where you hoped it had eyes. It shrieked and grabbed you by the arm.
Is there a photo?
It
There would be a
tightened its
photo.
grip on you, and you felt something crunch under your skin. You yelled. It hurled you towards the cavern's mouth. Astrid, who had managed to get out while you fought the thing, was able to seize you by the legs and dragged you. The thing followed you to the cave mouth and bellowed after you. You got a good look at it then. A nigh 10-foot grey-blue body, rippled with muscles and bristling with white hair. A
Ah.
hammerling, one of the mountain giants.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't follow you out onto the mountainside. You and Astrid, tentless now, found a crevasse to hide in, pained
Yeah,
and
go to a
cold
crevasse.
until morning. Thankfully, the climb down was easier despite your broken arm, in part because you left your ropes anchored. It took a few months for your arm to mend. You still haven't regained its full strength since
Dang
that
it.
night. On cold days, it seizes up still.
Dang.
1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were...
Oh shoot. At work? Resting in your home or on a date? Oh, look at us go. Let's do on a date.
on a date.
Impress
The main
2,
course
let's
had
go.
just been served when a courier came to you and delivered the letter. It had your family seal on it. You knew it was important. You excused yourself for a moment. You never returned to dinner.
Damn.
You did not go on a second date.
Damn.
Something changed in you then.
They weren't
Not
understanding.
for the better.
I lost myself in a rage. I was overcome with sorrow. I went numb. Probably numb.
I went numb. It seemed matter of fact to me. Of course he would die now, as my life gets going. It was very like him. I found myself thinking he had perhaps died now on purpose. A foolish
that's
thought.
Not what I expected.
And yet. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Let's go. We're almost home. Oh. Home to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time. Home to bury a man I never really knew and now never would. Home to reclaim my life here now that the man who sent me away is dead. Ooh. Ooh. I want number 1 and the combo of number 3. Can I do both? I want both those.
Home to reclaim my life here now that the man who sent me away is dead.
Nice. Look at us. That was a lot longer of a prologue than I expected. It was really fun being able to select everything that you wanted. It does look like there is a quick set button, and it kept telling me like you can skip this if you want to. So if you didn't want to do all that, you can. But I found it pretty intriguing. But we did pretty awful with our strength. We have no strength. Oh, I can't do anything. Oh, imagine. Okay. So if I get rid of one, I can get another one. But yeah, our strength is 0. Our agility is 1. Our constitution is 2. Acuity is 2. Or 3, sorry. Knowledge is 5 still. Investigates 2. Analyzes 2. Impress got up to 3. And convince got to 3. I don't think I'm going to change any of my stats because I kind of want to play off of the choices that I made for the prologue. So we're just gonna go right in. Chapter 2, Homecoming. Oh my god, here it goes. Conversation. 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach has been climbing a steep hill surrounded by all sides by oaks before the great forest gave way to farmland. And there we saw a young woman accosted by 2 brigands. The coachman called to me.
Should we stop, madam?
Yes, at once, or no, drive on, my man. I hastened to my father's funeral. Yeah, let's help her. Yes, at once. Our coach pulled to a stop. Let's see. Is everything okay here, my good lady? Hey there, good men. What has this young woman done to draw your attention? You men, what are you doing? Has Marnes fallen so far since I've been away that 2 of you should accost a lady so near the city gates? I'm gonna go with I want to go with number 2. Like, what did this girl do?
This woman is a trickster. Don't let her appearance deceive you.
The woman looked at him with disdain, but not fear.
I'm not afraid of you.
The men advanced
I
with
am
their
a
spears
carefree
trained.
herbalist from a small village near Mons.
Okay. I confronted them. I attempted to bargain with them. I left them to their squabble. Let's confront them. Outsiders' trust decreased by 2. The 2 men turned their spears towards me, and my coachman leapt down with his sword drawn. Oh shoot. We gonna be fighting? I don't have anything. To the left of the screen are... Oh my gosh, I'm in the way of someone else again. I've got to figure out where I can be at. Maybe I just go, like, here for now. Let's try here. We'll try there. To the left of the screen are the portraits of the main characters and your allies. Characters make turns in sequence. To the right of your screen are the enemy portraits. Click on the portrait to zoom the camera on that character. Each portrait has a health bar and a circled number Showing action points. APs are used to move, attack, reload, equip weapons, and cast spells. In addition, your own character has a number inside a star shape that shows their magic points, MPs, for casting spells. There's a star? Wait, where's the star? I don't think I have any magic points. It doesn't say. It said 0. Comment it. Oh. Click on the train to move your active character towards the spot. The hexagonal tiles light up to show you the route that will be taken. It costs 1 action point per tile moved. Click on any enemy character to attack them with your active character. You must be close enough to strike them and have enough action points left. Melee weapons, swords, halberds, have a range of 1 or 2 hexes, while missile weapons, crossbows and muskets, can fire a lot further. However, they can be slow to reload. The end turn button finishes the current active character's turn. Mortal characters can carry up to 3 unused action points to the next combat round. You can open your inventory and click a weapon to equip it. For more detailed control, open both your character sheet and inventory and drag items between the slots in them. Hover over a weapon icon in your character sheet or inventory to see its stats. This includes how many action points it takes to use, and its effectiveness against unarmed, leather-armed, and metal-armed foes. If you have undead minions in your control and some magical ability, then you can activate and move a minion by casting the Activate Minion spell. Control passes back to your main character when you click End Turn for the minion. After firing a missile weapon, you will need to reload it. Reloading costs action points. Muskets have an especially high reload cost. While reloading, you cannot move, attack, or cast battle magic. You can cancel reload at any time, ending your turn while reloading reloading will use your remaining APs on that. During combat, your camera can move freely using the arrow keys or right joystick on your controller. The combat speed up slider controls the speed of action. Click the icon for more detailed information. Okay, so I need to look in her backpack in here, and I can put this on and her armor on. It actually put a jacket on us. I like that. Okay, so now that I have that, I used 1 action point for that. So can I attack this guy then? Attack. Okay, so where's... Oh. Press space to end turn for her. So then I'll have him go here. And attack this dude. Oh. The men turned and fled. The fight was not going their way. We let them go.
Thank you for helping me. I know you. You are the daughter of Zelig.
She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened the garland in her hair. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I did not recall her face from the past. Who are you? Who were those men? Surely Marnes has not become so lawless. Were you not afraid your life seemed in danger? Be safe then. I must be away for my father's funeral waits. Let's see, who were those men?
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of her words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Okay, the same questions again. Nice. Let's see. Were you not afraid? Were you not afraid of your life in danger?
Those men are fools.
The coachman scowled at her. Who are you?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
Okay. I wonder if it's Sophia. She looks She looked slyly at me and waved her arm vaguely to the north, back down the hill and the way we had
I was
came.
collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously but said nothing. Perhaps you could care to visit me at my mansion when I am settled in. Be safe. I must be away from my father's funeral.
I am
awaits.
sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
I climbed back into the coach and glanced out to wave farewell, but in the place of the young woman stood an old hag watching me. The shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face indistinct.
Be wary. Viserek dead the wolves are circling.
What the hell?
The House of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
What the hell? That was awesome. That was awesome.
Whoa there.
Whoa there. The carriage came to a sudden stop, which jolted me awake. I had thought that on my return home after so many years that I would watch it all. Rising up over the hill to see Marnes, entering the gates, the ride in my family home. But I have been traveling for 3 days now, and I had clearly been too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter in the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind of me, but when I stepped out, I was surprised to be greeted by Hoffman. I expected him to be long retired by now, and despite his age, he stood tall as he greeted me.
Welcome home, my lady. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
As best as one could expect, given the circumstances. I returned home to bury my father, Albert. No, it was not a pleasant journey. It was tiring. Get my vax. No. Was as one could expect. The old man said nothing, and there was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about his exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he did it well. I must have been staring for too long because he cut the silence.
If madam wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Let's go inside and see Mother, I guess. It was just as I remembered, less cavernous, perhaps, but still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to the bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of any of our servants, however, and there, besides the fire, my mother slumbered. My mother looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light as she looked at me.
Albrecht, is it time for dinner? I think I dozed off.
I'm home for Father's burial. Mother, it's me, Samara. I decided it was best to leave her to rest. It's me, Samara. Recognition washed over her face then.
My baby has returned.
I'm here.
Your father will be so glad to see you.
Oh. Then she
Your
trailed off.
father. Your father. Oh.
Oh gosh, I don't really want to say I'm here for Father's burial, because clearly this is not well over here. I decided it was best to leave her rest. I don't really want to leave her, but my possessions, such as they were, some changes of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. When I saw Albert's next, he was standing by the lobby beside my bags.
Can I help you, my lady?
Albert, your letter didn't mention how my father died. I have not seen the rest of the house staff since arriving home. I saw my mother. She doesn't seem worse than normal. She seems worse than normal. What news of the funeral plans? Let's ask about how Dad died. A sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted that question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lady, but I must confess I'm embarrassed to tell you. He was found dead in a bush. The smell of alcohol strong of him. Excuse him? Excuse? What? The herbalist, Helen, performed the autopsy and said it was failure of the heart brought on by an overindulgence in liquor. Ooh, that added a note to a journal. Let's go. The herbalist. Did the city have no doctors? I should find the question and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I need to search the house for more evidence of my father's drinking habits. Why the herbalist? Why not a surgeon? Drunk? In a bush? Who found him? An herbalist. Why not a surgeon? I'm afraid I do not know why. He is a learned man, I suppose. Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Anticipating my next question, Albert cut me off. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now, but in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. Drunk in a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were found scattered around him with the funeral. I've not had time to tidy the area. Should you wish to look, it's around the back of the house. Oh my god. I could not talk of my father's death no longer. Tell me about the financial issues. I've not seen the rest of the house. Staff since arriving home. That's about that one. Ah, yes. They have been temporarily let go, I'm afraid. In brief, your father's passing has left the family's finances under pressure. A conversation for once you are settled in, I think, Miss Risamara. I saw my mother. She doesn't seem she doesn't she seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deeply and sighed. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since your father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. I'm hoping your turn will anchor her some. I am sure that in a few days, when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost, and I help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she'll be fine in time, Miss Risamara. I'm sure of it. Has the doctor seen her? Has the priest seen her? Perhaps the herbalist could take a look. He seems to be the center of the medical excellence in the area. Has the doctor seen her? No, but there is nothing a doctor can do for her bar lock her away in a madhouse. I won't allow that, Risamara. Sorry, Miss Risamara. Tell me about the financial issues. Miss, I cannot say much about it as I'm still not clear on it all myself. Your father, it seems, had managed to run down his finances. While alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I will begin to go through the finances in his office and make the sense of the situation. I absently nodded in agreement as I considered what my father had done. Perhaps I should look through those documents in my father's office as well. I didn't know this was a detective game. Like, let's go. I'm down for it. I love detective games. What news of the funeral plans? He paused a moment. It has already happened, my lady. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so your uncle hastened the event, as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing. I had hoped to allow you more time to rest after your trip before telling you. I was shocked at this. I am sure that Albert noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him then. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Damn. Why was the funeral so soon after his death? Surely they could have waited another day for me to arrive. There was no word that you would have arrived, and your uncle was worried that the shroud would try to take the body. The shroud? I had thought that all the worshippers of the Lich would have been taken care of by now, but clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have been made a very valuable trophy. I'm surprised that the members haven't been chased down by now. Do you have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Lich. Or do they? Sorry. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to an undead sorcerer? We gonna be doing it if I'm allowed to. I'm surprised that the members have not been chased down by now. Your uncle has tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand. Then what makes him so sure that any are left? There were many mortals who fought on the Lich's side in the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survived are out there waiting. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Lich. It was hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Death Lord to rise. Taking the body would be more a gesture of resistance. Why would any living person? No, I'm not asking that one because I want to. I had nothing else to ask about the shroud. Let's see. Tell me more about the funeral. I have more questions about the shroud. I have more questions about father's death. What is there about the funeral? He weighed softly. It was as you would expect, a grand event with a soldier's guard. Your uncle spoke, then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through town. The crypts were cleared and his remains were placed in the family vault. If the ghoul chased out are any indication, this ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. A hint of pride showed across his face then. The most honorable burial possible. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town center. Oh my gosh. I can't say that name. Oh my gosh. Has been hired for the task and is no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting of father's memory. I saw my mother. She seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deep. Oh, we already went through this one. Past. I thought it would say like I have more things to ask of her. Oh, I can ask the other ones this time. Perhaps the herbalist could make a look. He seems to be the center of medical excellence in the area. Trust me, madam. There's no oh my gosh, concoction he can brew to aid her. I don't know why he performed your father's autopsy, but I would not let him near your mother. Why was the funeral so soon? Mary did that. See all options. Oh, nice. Okay. I decided to bid him a farewell. I traveled all this way and they had already had the funeral. Yeah. Where was the rest of his armor? I need to ask. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Can I help you, my lady?
Where's our father's armor, apparently? Where's the half of a suit of armor on display? Ah, we're in the midst of selling some pieces. In brief, your father's passing has left the family finances under pressure. A conversation for once we are settled, Miss Risamara. Okay. A crate of wine. Oh, there's mother. My father's most precious wines. Why was it sitting in the entrance hall? Nice. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that hint, you can use your right mouse button or the center key for additional interactions. Ooh. Okay. That's kind of cool. The dining table. Father had most important meals at his table. I sat at the piano and played. Alone, as I played so many times as a child. After a time, I seized. What's in here? Oh, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. I will flip through the pages, but I'm not reading them. I'm probably have to read them at some point. To get there's probably some sort of hints in here, I bet. Oh no. Oh no. Condolence cards. A set of condolence cards was displayed on the table. Oh gosh. I opened the card from Uncle. Oh. Juliana, I still cannot believe he is gone. With the pomp over, I will be taking some time to I think that's supposed to be mourn, yeah. I don't know why, but that looked like a W to me when I was trying to read it. Mourn him. If you need anything while I'm gone, I ask Lucas. I am sorry that I need to retreat away when you need me most. I failed him and I failed you. Ooh. Open up this one. Madame Van Elsric. I think that's what her last name was. Your husband was and will continue to be a great inspiration to me and my soldiers. We will endeavor to keep Marnes and all of Rolfson as safe as he did. Know that it takes a legion to replace him. Okay, nice. Van Elstrix, I am saddened by your loss. Okay, that was okay. Dearest aunt, I am inconsolable at the loss of Uncle Zelig. If you need anything at this time, please, anything I can do, just ask. Lucas. They all have like the same art, like picture on the front, just on different sides. I'm deeply saddened by the loss of one of Rilson's finest sons. His efforts in service to his country these past 30 plus years have kept this great nation safe and prosperous, though through admittedly difficult times. It is truly hard to say that we should stand so tall were it not for his sacrifices. Know that I shall hold a vigil for him on the day of his funeral, and that the royal household shall be fasting in his honor and memory. Ooh, I like that rose, it's pretty. Madame Van Elster, we don't have the words to convey our sympathies. If there's anything you need, you just have to, you have to ask. You have but to ask. Oh my gosh. A second card from Jergic was addressed to me alone. Oh? I'm so sorry. I admired your father. Always wish he'd be my dad. Let's drink in his memory when you get back, yeah? Okay, we're going to go find Deirdre. One of the cards was enigmatically signed S. Death comes for us all in the end, but how do we greet him? Cowering, angry, bartering like a statesman, perhaps? Or with open arms like a friend? S. There's like Pretty Little Liars up in here. A is coming back. Dear Redna Helstrix, I am wounded by the news of the loss. Such a loss to you, us in the city, and the entire nation. I'll set in motion plans for such a grand funeral to ferry him off to our Lord God and his heavenly angels. A saint of a man. My heart weeps for you. Wait, there's still just one more. There's one more. Stop asking me these things. Sophia. Is she S? Oh my god. Sorry to hear about your father. Still, maybe when you come home. Still, maybe you can come home now, eh? See, S totally is the one that, like, did the S letter. She's totally Sophia. Oh god, I'm sprinting everywhere. Don't mind me. Nice. I wore a leather hat, a leather cloak, leather boots with the fur. Why can't I put on gloves? Oh, gloves go there. Wait, what are the differences between these hats? Wait, oh my god, these are so cool. I love this one, I think. I don't know. Do I want to be a pirate? What is this? Igniting by placing it in your combined slots with a tinderbox. Ooh. Let's take these in case we need them later. Okay, hint. You can view your active tasks using the journal icon in your taskbar. A search for my father's office. Oh gosh, I can... Really Dr. Albert. I should find the herbalist. Let's go this way. Bathroom. If father wasn't in his office, he'd often be here. I used to wait for him to leave so I could look at whatever it was he'd been reading. Again, we're not reading. We're just going to open all these books. Just in case there's like an achievement or something for opening all the books. Bam. Oops. And then, let's see. That must be his office then, this way. Oh. I can't go through there. Okay, okay, okay. What is this way then? Is that a person? That looks like a person? Is that a doll? That's so creepy. It's a doll. It's terrifying. Trousers, let's go. We got some pants. Maybe worn as a bandage to stop bleeding. Okay, nice, 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 nice. We're getting all the loot skis. What's this place? My bedroom. My old room. It was strange being back. I felt the same every time I returned home. Though it hadn't really been my home since I was sent away 14 years prior. Just a place I came to see my family. Now, just a place to visit my mother. Oh, there's cute, like... Wait. Can I see this better? Okay, so these are the same boots. This is our everyday attire. Like, so, oh my gosh, my waist. This is what we're wearing around the house. How do I get to that room? Parents' room. Even now, it felt like a violation to be here. You're fine. Ooh, a small key. Let's take it. Why can't I go through those doors? Oh my god, there's a fancy dress. A bodice. Oh my god. A bedgown. Wait, give me back the bodice. I want the bodice. Don't mind me while I steal all my parents' clothes. Or my mom's clothes, I guess. I want the bodice on. Nice. We got a skirt and a bodice. I wish I could zoom in and see her better. My father studied. This is where he spent most of his time. Look like there's something up there. I could probably reach it with a stretch. Skill check. You're making a skill check. It's a level 1 agility check. This means you need a 1 level of agility to pass it. If your skill is less than 1, then you should spend points in your skill pool to make sure you're balanced. Oh gosh. Spend 0 skill points to climb onto the shelf to reach it. Spend 0 skills to leave it where it is for now. It's a copy of Macbeth. Owen, you owe me a debt, and I intend to collect it in a week hence. I warn you neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. ZVE. Yes, we took a sword. Boys, we got a sword. We got a weapon. We got a weapon. My father's desk, a pile of maps and writing scattered across it. It seems he was as messy in later life as I recalled from my childhood. Examine the papers. It was a scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not, to memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see writings from Zosmos, D, and Paracelsus. I can't do names. I could make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been researching. Look at the maps. Up-to-date charts of the known world and sketchings of the local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. Search for details on the matter's financial. After Albert mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the other text and focused on a ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could not understand why Albert decided to cut back on the staff. My father alive, I could understand why he did cut back. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly. But what was a butler, my mother, to do with the loss of income? Where had all his money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding out, but to where? Perhaps in these books they had been looking for a way to turn lead to gold. There were also some letters from the desk of a note, and one demanding payment, or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt to some shady sort. Say shady sort. Oh my gosh, I'm failing. Was given his finances, I understood at least. I left it there, as messy as I found it. In truth, I may have actually left it tidier. Carrying a weapon openly within the city is not allowed. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'll put that away then. Okay. I put it away. We're gonna carry it inside my own house. Alright guys, I think we're gonna leave this episode of the Necromancer's Tale here. I am really enjoying it so far. It has way more storyline than I actually was expecting, which I have been finding very entertaining. So yeah, I think we're gonna make this little series here on YouTube. I'll try to release it weekly and see where we go from here. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Do all the things. I'm also live on Twitch pretty much every day. At least I try to do Wednesday through Monday. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.